What's up, everybody? Well, as promised, I'm back. And after having the car sit for approximately 6 weeks, came back and have some updates for you. Um, that's right, the trunk is open. Even when it sits, it's creating problems. Nothing major. But if you can see down there, I pulled the car back a bit. Yeah, it's been leaking. Most of it actually was transmission fluid. I took it in this morning, had someone put on a hoist, and they confirmed it was the power steering that was leaking, not the transmission itself. So that's a bit, I guess, of good news. We'll go ahead and venture in here into the engine bay. I don't know if the light's good enough to see in here, but the reservoir was sweating, as a lot of BMWs are, and I went ahead and wiped it down. Inspected the O-ring, couldn't find it. I'm sure it's there, but I just couldn't see it. I ordered a new one online, but the hoses themselves, they are drenched in fluid. So I guess I'm gonna be having to replace those. I'll be making a decision about that. Other things to report on. Well, engine oil, of course, too, but that's normal with BMWs. I don't think, and I hope it's not, the valve cover gaskets. They were replaced. I see in the records that came with this car. I forgot exactly the mileage or what year it was, but it wasn't that long ago. I'd say somewhere, maybe about in the last 10 years they were replaced. But of course, yeah, they could go bad in 10 years. But from what I understand, they go bad about every 50,000 miles. So maybe this is about the right time, I guess. This car's got now 152 on it, 152,000 miles on it. Oh, and a correction I must make. In that last video I put up, I called this paint Alpine Silver. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I had Alpine White in my head when I was saying that. This is obviously Titan Silver, or Titan Silber auf Deutsch. Yeah, so obviously I've driven the car since I've been back, and well, got some things to report on. And look at this. Yeah, this is what's going to have to be done today. Some do-it-yourself stuff. Well, when I'm stopped at stoplights, the engine actually is, I don't know if it's misfiring, but it's definitely got a different rhythm to itself. So I thought I'd go ahead and start taking apart some things in the bay and clean them all up. Mass airflow sensor, throttle body, obviously afterwards. Now this electrical cleanser, I got this myself because I thought to myself, you know what, that'd be a good way to see if, hey, look at this, the normal E39 problem. Yes, the alarm was going off. So I went ahead and disconnected the sensor from the cable, and this thing is just filled with gunk and dust, and I don't know if you can see it really in this video, but I mean, this whole engine bay is just dusty. Maybe that just comes from dust storms in Arizona. I don't know. But it's just a lot of dust in here that I'm going to eventually clean out. So what I'm going to do is just try that electrical cleanser and see if that'll fix it. Maybe it was messing up the contacts. I already went ahead and ordered the new part for the sensor. I thought that'd be the best solution, obviously, but I'll just try this. And hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, that's another thing. And then, well, the engine degreaser obviously is for the leaks. I'm going to go ahead and spray down those cables and spray down as much as possible, clean down those ATF and oil leaks, and see if I can find the source of these leaks, so I'm not just throwing money at the engine bay. So yeah, that's it. And well, I'm going ahead and take a break here. I think everyone knows by now how to take apart this so we can actually start cleaning up this. First you want to do is you want to take off the engine cover right here. You push down these two here and these two here, and the whole plastic cover comes up. Right? But before that, you want to take off this oil cap right here, and make sure that you don't let anything drop down in here, because this is where the timing chain is. It goes down in the engine. And then after I take this off, well, you'll see it in steps as I go along. But then you want to eventually take these clips off for the air filter housing. Here is the mass airflow sensor. This is what I'll be cleaning first, and then I'll eventually get into the throttle body, which is underneath the plastic cover right here. Alright, the magic of editing. Watch out, here it comes. Alright. Alright, yeah, I got the engine cover off. Obviously, that's hard to do with one hand. Sorry, I had to go ahead and do that. As you can see, there are the timing chains right there. You would not want anything to fall down in there. Then you'd have to really get inside the engine. Look how dusty and dirty this is. Wow. Okay, so what we're going to do to make sure nothing falls down there versus putting a rag, I'm going to go ahead and take this cap here and, well, we're going to put that there for now. Okay, next up, take off this box here for the oil. Sorry, the air filter. Alright, magic of editing, here we go. I just realized something, just as a side note, don't anybody try to do this while the engine's still hot. Not that mine is. Just safety first, folks. So, got this far as getting the box off. You got these type of clips here. There's one here, there's one underneath, which I haven't done yet. There's one here, there's one here. There's one right here. And that's just for the cover. For the actual unit itself, you got this bolt. I believe that's a 10 millimeter right down in there. What I'm going to do versus trying to get this last one off here, I'm going to go ahead and take the screwdriver, take this off, then pull this whole piece out with the cover. And that way, then it'll be easier to slide this off from this cover of the air filter housing. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start spraying away, clean this stuff off. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, well, another thing to mention, actually decided to change my idea. I did, however, unscrew the clamp with the trusty old BMW tools. If anything, now's a good time to inspect your air filter, you know, pull it out and see what it's like. You can also look down in the box itself, and as you can see, it's not so clean in there. Maybe you can't see it, but I can. So this is a good time to actually, when you remove all this stuff, to clean it all out, which is what I'm going to do. So inspect the filter. It's got some dust in there, some leaves, whatever like that, but all in all, it's actually not that bad. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is a good one for now. Set this aside here. Alright. It's like an accordion. I like the cartoons, you know. Okay. Now, first, before I go ahead and remove this part, I wanted to talk about this electrical connection here to the sensor. What you want to do is you have these two tabs on either side. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. I'm going to try, but you got to press in and pull out, and I can't do it with one hand. So what I'm going to do is just say, like, this is what you do, and then pull up, okay? And I'll see you in a second. Okay, guys, yep. It was a doozy. Definitely got to do it with two hands. So here it is. I don't know if you can see this. I'll try to get in the right light, but man, it is just like, it is dirty right there. Look at that. It's like oil or something on there, but I don't know why there would be oil on there on the inside of that. So yeah, there it is. Now you can see it really well. I'll do it that way. Right there, there's a sensor inside there. It's hard to see from this side because it's got that mesh, that plastic mesh right there. But right there is, you don't want to spray in there. What you want to do is you want to get this mass airflow sensor cleaner, right? You want to spray it in there really good, man. Get it all cleaned up, man. And on that, you know, I'm just going to wipe down that oil. I don't know about this. Maybe I'll even use an electronic cleaner. Yeah? Killing two birds with one stone. Clean that out too. And just as a side note, guys, I know that just in case maybe some of you guys are complaining, I know that me stopping at a stoplight and the engine not actually idling correctly or smoothly doesn't mean that the mass airflow sensor is problematic. I mean, it could be a number of things. It could be also the fuel filter. And I should say that I did go through the service record history in this car, and I did not find any evidence of actually the fuel filter being replaced on this car. So, who knows? It could be that even. But at the moment, this was the easiest thing to attack. Let's see what's going on. And of course, you should be having this clean. And anyways, so I'll always keep you guys updated on what I find. Well, who knows? Maybe this one might be it. But if it's gone 152,000 miles on the same fuel filter, I'm going to be changing that out anyways. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this with one hand, but no, it's not possible because I have to hold this and then spray with the other hand. Duh, I don't have three hands. So I'm gonna spray this and then I'm gonna let it sit. You guys, when you do this, when you clean this out, you want to clean it out and let it sit for like another, what, half hour, 20 minutes. You want to make sure it's really good and dry before even having it connected to the car. All right. And on a side note, also, I have too many side notes. You know what I forgot to do? I should have actually, because this is a very sensitive, expensive item, and you do not want to short this out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disconnect the negative terminal to the battery before reconnecting this to the actual cable. All right, you'll see me do it, I promise. All right, here I go. I'm gonna clean it up, and then I'm gonna start working on the second hose going into the throttle body air intake, and we'll see how dirty that one is. All right, editing, magic of editing. Okay, guys, yeah, went ahead and removed that 10mm bolt and washer that goes right there, and I decided to record this because I want to show you something in the light. Oh, by the way, also there's a clamp right there you have to unscrew. But look at this. I mean, look, this is why it's the perfect opportunity to clean this thing out. This bottom of the air filter housing. You can see in the light there, you got so much dust and sand. I've got two dead bees in there. There's one right there and one right there. So this has become the funeral grounds for insects in here. And just look how dirty that is. So, yeah, time to clean up. All right. I'll be updating with the next aspect after the editing. Magic! So I've decided to go ahead and clean out this airbox container with engine degreaser. Why? Well, it was just really dirty, man. Why use the mass airflow sensor when I can use this stuff? It's good for grease and dirt and all that stuff. Oh, and by the way, I also found a dead moth in there too. Die!